Welcome, welcome! It's Mud Dog with the Texas Space Navy bringing you another Star Citizen video. And today we're going to talk about Inside Star Citizen, the creature feature from June 11th, 2020. And this is today. They brought this out. Pretty cool, actually. First of all, let me apologize for all you guys for not getting a video out yesterday. I am having some internet issues. I changed providers, and it's caused some issues with me being able to upload, me being able to play games, etc. So I do apologize. Plus, my work schedule has been kind of hectic. I'm trying to find a job also during my free time and a little bit less Star Citizen. So I will try to keep getting videos out every day, but I do apologize that I didn't get one yesterday. So Chance Rowe is here talking about all the creatures that they are currently working on. As you can see, there are some creatures that they've already done for some trailers. If you remember the Hurston trailer, that was one of them. This is the Space Cow, which is what a lot of people eat in the verse. That is the mainstay. And then the Space Whale. So they're talking about doing predators, creatures that aren't so friendly. And they have two in the pipeline, or at least they're working on a pipeline for two specifically right now. One of them is going to be on Pyro, and is going to be this space crab type thing that when it lays down, it can kind of hide as, camouflage as a rock. So you may stumble upon it and not know it until it's too late. That should be something that we get to see in the Pyro system. So that would be pretty interesting. As you can see, some different concepts of different creatures that they are looking into. Personally, I really like this space crab. I think it's pretty neat. It's definitely a little unique. This thing right here actually looks like a dragon. That's kind of cool. That would be cool if we have dragons in the game. Sorry, I'm a big nerd. I like dragons. But yeah, there's all sorts of things that they have concepted, but that's all they do is concept them. They don't necessarily move forward with them. They just want some ideas. And they have to give the concept artist some sort of guidelines to go by usually, because it's really difficult for them otherwise. So you can see the space crab here, the different concepts they've had for it, and this is close to what we're going to get right here. Looks pretty badass. Looks like a cross between something from Starship Troopers and maybe an Umber Hulk from D&D, if you ever played D&D. So it could be really, really nasty if you're mixing those two things. We're in for a really nasty fight. I'm not even sure I would want to encounter one of these things in a ship or a rover, much less, on foot. This is the creature they're looking at for Microtech. If it looks somewhat familiar, that's because they're thinking that Microtech had, some DNA issues when the terraforming happened, and some of the creatures were morphed from Earth standard type creatures. So you might have like a bear crossed with a wolf, or even maybe, a lion or tiger or something like that. The thing is pretty massive. You can definitely see how it could survive in the cold tundra that is Microtech. So pretty cool that they are working on some creatures other than, the space whale, space cow, those types of creatures. Because we were promised pets, we were promised creatures. We should be able to encounter some of these things on different planets that we go to. It could be really, really neat. So far, what do you guys think of creatures? Are you looking forward to that aspect? Are you going to poop your pants when you come across one of these things? Let me know in the comments down below. So then they went on to talk about the remodeling, or I should say the additions to some of the places already in the Stanton System. Josh Van Zulin, he was talking about Microtech and how they are bringing in Factory Line. Factory Line is the main shopping center for Microtech, the company. That's where you're going to buy Moby Glass. That's where you're going to buy AR contact lenses. That sounds cool to me. Can't wait for that to be in game. I wonder how that's going to either work with the mobiGlas or instead of the mobiGlas. Could be pretty interesting to find out. Obviously, they've thought about it briefly. I wonder if they've concepted it out to any kind of extent, and that's just something we can look forward to sooner rather than later. But it's really nice. It's really techy. Of course, this is Microtech we're talking about. It should be. So they've kind of gone to the nines trying to fix this place up and make it look really good. This was not ready when Microtech came in the last patch, or when New Babbage came in. So we are in for a surprise now, though it's kind of a patch later than we would hope for. But this is something that they're putting in along with, like the bartender here on Microtech. I don't know what to think of it. Are we going to be able to upgrade our mobiGlas here? I mean, what kind of gameplay functionality are we getting out of that store? That's kind of what I want to know. Next thing they talked about on Inside Star Citizen was the derelicts. So they had to redo a lot of the derelicts that they had in the game. Like the Javelin wreck and Caterpillar wrecks and Starfarer wrecks, because the planets had Planetary Tech V4 do a passover, and then they had a height map passover as well. So it changed some of the locations and looks of some of the derelicts. So they said, well, while we're at it, since we've got to kind of reposition these things, let's fix them up, let's make them look better, let's also make them somewhat functional. So these derelicts could also house you and protect you from severe weather. So that's a really cool feature that they are adding into the game, instead of just being in there and freezing your butt off or cooking or whatever. Once you get in there, you can kind of be protected from the elements outside. Plus, it'll be really cool to check them out and see how pretty they look. I did have an org mate recently find a derelict on Hurston as well, and hopefully I'll be able to get some follow-up footage for that for you guys. Pretty cool. Nothing beats the Javelin wreck, if you ask me. That is really awesome, and I need to go revisit it, especially if the height map stuff has come in and fixed it up. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Which, by the way, I'm getting all sorts of scuttlebutt that 310 is going to be in the Evocati soon. Maybe this weekend, maybe early next week, but it sounds like it will be in the Evocati hands very, very, very soon. And if you guys have noticed on the RSI site, when you go to log in and you click up on the account up there, it looks a little bit different. So they are in the process of changing over a lot of the way that some of the stuff looks. That's a good sign to me. That means maybe we are going to get some updates to Spectrum and a little more integration between Spectrum and the game itself. Long time coming, and hopefully some of the back-end work that they've been doing will also help with a little bit of that as well. Also today, they also put out an update to the launcher. I'm hoping that also was related to back-end errors that a lot of us were getting, and that it will correct some of that as well. So the final thing that they talked about here was Grimhex. Grimhex is one of the oldest places you could visit in the game. After Port Olisar, they brought in Grimhex around in the asteroid belt around Yela, is a kind of an outlaw place to go. It used to be a mining facility that was abandoned, and outlaws moved in and took it over. Well, we don't get much that's outlawy about it just yet. But in the next patch, we're going to get racing, illegal gambling, betting, that sort of thing. And it's going to be pretty neat that they have this, they called it a betting station, or I don't really like that. I mean, that's a weird name for it, but whatever. I hope they come up with a better name for it, personally. You guys tell me what you think. But yeah, some racing here. I imagine these races are not going to be the kind where you know, the best pilot wins. It's going to be the one who shoots up everybody enough or EMPs them all and then flies past them to win. These races will probably not be anywhere close to NASCAR. It's going to be definitely more like Crash Up Derby. So expect some fireworks, expect to take some fire. It could be interesting. I personally will be doing a few of these races and trying to bring you the content because, hey, that's what we do here, and I kind of like racing, or at least I used to, when the flight mechanics were better. That doesn't mean I won't try to participate now, especially since it's more of a dogfight than a race. Hopefully we will get more details of that as we get closer to launch. I'm sure we will. But guys, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for subscribing. Hit that like button, and if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Hit that little bell icon to let you know when I do more of these. If you're interested in sponsoring me, supporting me in any way, that information's down below in the description of this video. Thanks again. I'm Mud Dog with the Texas Space Navy, and I'll see you out in the verse.